Tropical storm Edouard threatens Florida, but right now it's a minimal tropical storm that is showing signs of at least temporary strengthening. I'm Dave Schwartz with your tropical update. Here's the latest information from the National Hurricane Center on Tropical Storm Edouard, our fifth named tropical storm of the Atlantic season. As of 11 o'clock Eastern Time, the center of the circulation 29.7 north, 79.1 west, or 120 miles east-northeast of Daytona Beach. Winds 40 miles an hour, making it a minimal tropical storm, and it's nearly stationary. Perhaps one of the greatest forecast challenges with this tropical storm in particular is the track that it will take. The pressure is fairly high, 29.68 inches, also indicating a fairly weak tropical system. And with the anticipated movement toward the west or southwest over the next couple of days, the tropical storm watch remains in effect from Fernandina Beach, Florida to Titusville, Florida. And right now it is breezy at worst here on the beaches in northeast Florida. We actually had quite a beautiful day. If this tropical storm remains at about this intensity, a weak one, the main threat is going to be some rip currents and high surf and seas here 6 to 8 feet just offshore. Here's a look at our tropical storm, and the reason why I said a moment ago that it's showing signs of at least a temporary strengthening, and I'm sorry about that last satellite image, is because we're seeing the convection or the shower activity move closer and in over the center of the circulation. I'll get in a little bit closer and you'll be able to see that. Getting in right over the center of the circulation, and that's when a tropical system can begin to intensify. Obviously there's a low-level swirl, but that's it. When you don't see the shower activity near the center, you really don't have much of a tropical system. And the reason has been pretty strong winds up at jet stream level. Up there right now it's about a 45-mile-an-hour wind coming in from the northwest. But there are some showers, a little more showers at least coming into radar range. Very little, however, on shore. This is all ground clutter around Melbourne. All these showers are hogging the coast, and there's the center of the circulation off to our northeast. Once again, the main threat would be rip currents at the beach. Once this gets a little closer, though, there could be some gusty downpours with some of these showers. We'll keep you posted on it. Tropical storm Dolly is our next stop here in the Atlantic Ocean. This one also weakening. This is having a hard time. It's been gobbled up by an upper-level trough in the atmosphere that extends down into the tropics. And there it is. Boy, it's even hard to find Tropical Storm Dolly. This will be extratropical fairly soon. And we also have those fast winds and dry air coming in from the west. And that's keeping Tropical Storm Edouard rather tame, at least at this point. But I wouldn't turn my back on this one yet. Here in the Caribbean, showing all clear. And in the Gulf of Mexico, generally all clear. But still some heavy rain for southern Louisiana and the northeast Gulf Coast of Texas, with very little else out here in the Atlantic Ocean. That's the tropics, my friend. Local on the 8th coming up in 3 minutes.
Evening Edition is sponsored by The Home Depot, driving down the cost of home improvement.
Consider this. New Shell gasoline is specially formulated to help prevent deposits in your engine. And a clean engine performs better. Is it any wonder, then, why so many drivers choose Shell?
Endless meetings or endless allergies? When seasonal allergies make you miserable, Allegra can help. Only Allegra has fexofenadine, so unlike many other antihistamines, it won't make you drowsy. And Allegra gives you 24-hour relief. For people 12 and older, side effects are low and may include headache, cold, or back pain. Talk to your doctor about Allegra. We can't make you work better, but we can make you feel better at work. Non-drowsy Allegra. Real relief for real living.
Sponsored by Once Daily Allegra, fexofenadine hydrochloride. For additional important information, visit Allegra.com. Side effects with Allegra 180 milligram for seasonal allergies are low and may include headache, cold, and back pain.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
For long, healthy lives, these party animals eat science diet. It's superior antioxidants.
Good morning. It's time now for your tropical update. And we want to begin first of all with Dr. Williams Gray's latest forecast. Now, he's amended his original forecast somewhat. He's actually lessened the numbers and downgraded some of his earlier predictions. And now he's calling for 8 named storms for this particular tropical season. Of those, 3 will likely become hurricanes. And of those, he's forecasting 1 to become a major hurricane, meaning a Category 3 or higher on the Sanford-Simpson scale. At this present time, as we're taking a look at the tropics, we do see a large area of disturbed weather that continues to stay in place across the western Gulf. This is one area that we were watching closely yesterday. As it continues to spread closer towards the coast, we'll be seeing some enhanced showers and thunderstorms across the western Gulf today. But luckily, this is not showing any signs of organization. Just off the southeastern shoreline, though, we have Tropical Storm Edouard. It is packing winds of 40 miles per hour, right now slowly drifting off to the south and west at just 3 miles per hour. The steering currents are still very weak across this area, so we expect this tropical storm to be moving rather erratically, at least for the next 24 hours or so. Something else of note, we have some very strong winds aloft. So this tropical storm is undergoing some wind shear, so we think it probably will not intensify any, at least for today. It actually will gradually be weakening, we think, as the wind shear really starts to kick on in. Now, there are still tropical storm watches in effect for the northeastern shoreline of Florida. And today, the biggest concern that we do have are the rip currents and some dangerous choppy waters and rough seas. So again, if you're a mariner, please be extremely careful off the southeastern shoreline. Aside from that, the Caribbean very quiet right now. Farther out towards the Atlantic, though, we have Tropical Storm Dolly with winds of 40 miles per hour. As it continues to move in a northerly fashion, it will be encountering some cooler waters and continue to weaken. And the rest of the tropical Atlantic still very, very quiet. In the eastern Pacific, though, we are still tracking a hurricane, Hurricane Hernan. Right now, it's a very minimal hurricane with winds of 75 miles per hour. We'll have to watch the system because we think over time in the next couple of days or so, some of that tropical moisture may start to work its way back through Southern California and across the southwest. And lastly, we have a typhoon spinning in the western Pacific. This is Sinlaku. It's packing winds still of 100 miles per hour, right now affecting the island of Okinawa, and may eventually bring some very heavy rains eventually towards Taiwan and China in the next several days. Now let's check out the possibility for some thunderstorms stateside with Nick.
And here is the thunderstorm potential around the country today, including portions of the Northeast. Thunderstorms rumbled through Ohio, bringing some severe weather yesterday. But we don't anticipate severe weather today, although we are seeing, I should say, some storminess headed toward the Boston area. New York could see some of this. Philadelphia, Washington, D.C. perhaps later on. Closing in right here on the northeastern section of the United States, we're seeing some heavy rain coming down around Hartford, back toward Poughkeepsie, New York, and White Plains as well, seeing some thunderstorms. Boston, looks like you're kind of right in the middle of things right now. It's not hitting you yet, but you could see as much as a ½ inch to an inch of rain. We've seen some flash flooding back in eastern New York. Cheryl?
Planning the kids' schoolwear and how much time it will take you to get to work are prime reasons for catching the next hour of First Outlook. Plus, at 6:04, we'll continue to update Tropical Storm Edouard. If you live along Florida's east coast, changes in strength and direction will be very important. Then at 6:20, a look at how a community is forcing builders to include a form of hurricane defense in their homes. And at 6:50, drought conditions drove a bear into a city, then left him in a situation where humans came to the rescue.
Well, we do anticipate some thunderstorms around the Houston area today. We'll keep an eye on that region for all day stormy conditions.
Dirty dishes aren't hard to find. They're just sometimes hard to fit in your dishwasher.
Touch of parsley, check on the boiling water.
Introducing the Maytag Jet Clean 2, the first dishwasher with a revolutionary third rack and an extra wash arm. So even those hard-to-fit dishes get clean.
Dishes again? You should get out more.
The Jet Clean 2, another dependable idea only from Maytag.
Oh, beautiful for spacious skies.
Since the birth of our nation, music has always united and inspired us. Now, for the first time, the greatest American songs are all on one collection. American Spirit, 35 timeless American classics on 2 CDs and 2 cassettes.
God bless America.
Get this 2-CD collection in any store.
They can range from roll-down aluminum shutters to plywood that's been pre-cut to size by the builders. If new homes don't have these safety windows, they will not get a certificate of occupancy. Taking up residents off the east coast of Florida the past couple of days has been Tropical Storm Edouard, a very weak system. It's drifting west, winds only 40 miles an hour, primarily on the southeast side of the circulation center. Pressure continues to rise. We're not looking at a major system intensifying as it moves on shore. It's very weak, and anything is weakening as it drifts its way towards the west. But as it continues to move west towards Florida, tropical storm watches have been changed and now up to tropical storm warnings from Brunswick to Titusville. That means tropical storm conditions likely within 24 hours. Farther south, tropical storm watches down to Sebastian Inlet means tropical storm conditions possible within 36 hours. So a slow mover here headed towards the coast. The worst of the weather, wind and rain-wise, is on the southeast side of the circulation center, which continues to drift its way slowly but surely towards the coast. And the reason why it's on the southeast side is because of the strong northwesterly flow over the system. We call it shear. That has prevented this from intensifying into a more significant storm. Nonetheless, though, with that convection nearby, that has helped to maintain tropical storm status of this weak area low pressure, Tropical Storm Edouard. And you can see your center continuing to get closer and closer now to the coast. Bands of rain, winds gusting 20, 30 miles an hour on the coast today, in and out of the showers. And then tonight, looks like the tropical storm force winds probably move on ashore here, especially in an area from St. Augustine down to about Cape Canaveral. The radar shows you the bands of showers on the Georgia coast, coming into Savannah, all the way down through Jacksonville, the first coast, occasional bits of wetness, now a dry period, but more bands of showers will come through at brief intervals. And there you see your center of circulation pretty much right in through here. No deep convection right near the center, so we're not looking for intensification. Farther south, you'll see a lot of active weather offshore. This will probably move onshore tonight, and that's when we'll see those winds gust to a tropical storm force. Looking at the water vapor loop, there you see that northwesterly flow right over our system, keeping it weak and not allowing it to strengthen. Let's go into the Gulf. Ooh, a lot of eyebrows being raised here. Upper low moving up the Rio Grande Valley. There you see the spin. Weak areas of low pressure off the Texas coast, and now another one trying to form here, about 125 miles southeast of Galveston. Very weak areas of low pressure, I might add. Now, this area will be watched as the wind flow aloft, trying to turn a little bit more anticyclonic, so that might be an area of concern for a tropical depression trying to organize in through here in the northwestern Gulf of Mexico. So this area will be watched very closely over the next 24 hours. Anyway you cut it, though, there'll be a lot of heavy rain for southeast Texas and southwest Louisiana, so there could be some flooding problems. Dolly, where are you? Hard to see you out here in the Atlantic. Final advisory as our tropical depression pulling north at 23.8, 53.0. No threat to any land areas. Visible satellite picture shows you what's left of Dolly right in through here. So we're not too concerned about that anymore. South of here, waves moving on through, a little spin with them. One thing I want to show you, though, this wave here coming through Africa. That's a big one. We'll watch that down the road as well. Hernan, weakening to a tropical storm, but the surf, it's moving up through Southern California. If you're a surfer, Huntington Beach, that's the place to be. Do you know our hurricane expert, Steve Lyons? Dr. Steve there, he used to do stuff like this. And he used to surf here at Huntington Beach, so he is the wave expert. You want to know anything about waves, he'll tell you. Looking at this storm here, it continues to weaken. Some tropical moisture, though, from this will be pulling up towards Southern California for the end of the week through the weekend into the Great Basin. That is good news for firefighting efforts, as we should see some mountain showers and thunder showers developing. Behind Hernan, a couple areas of disturbed weather, one south of Acapulco, another one here south of the Gulf of Tehuantepec. We'll watch those over the next couple of days. And in the Far East, we have a monster storm for you. There it is here, moving its way through the southern Japanese islands. Okinawa, we saw winds gusting to over 140 miles an hour this morning. Look at that. That is a monster storm. That will continue to head its way in the general vicinity of Taiwan over the next couple of days. Stay with us. Lisa Mosier after Local on the 8.
You have the ultimate power to look better, to be stronger, to redefine your body and yourself. This This is the Bowflex Power Pro. Quite possibly the most effective home fitness machine ever made. In as little as 20 minutes a day, 3 times a week, you can get real results that can change your entire body. With over 60 health club quality exercises and up to 410 pounds of resistance, it's like having an entire gym in your home. Strength training with Bowflex works because adding muscle increases your metabolism to help you burn fat and look great. All the most effective exercises, plus a great aerobic rowing feature ready for a quick workout whenever you are. Nothing could be easier. Bowflex is so effective that we guarantee you'll get the results you want in 6 weeks or less. Like tighter abs, finer lines, rock-hard biceps, more defined legs, and a stronger chest. Own a Bowflex with no money down and payments as low as $33 per month. That's lower than most health club dues.
It is now 10 minutes before the hour. Of course, time to get the very latest on the tropics. Our top story, without a doubt, has been Tropical Storm Edouard. So for the latest, let's go to our hurricane expert, Dr. Steve Lyons.
Vivian, we have some pretty good news. The system is very weak at the coast, at least wind-wise. So our primary concern tonight is if you're out of the water, it's going to be the potential for localized flooding over land over the next 12 to 24 hours. Let's look at the latest information from the Hurricane Center at 5. Winds 40 miles per hour, west-southwest at 7, pressure 1,009 millibars. It was about 25 miles southeast of St. Augustine, Florida at that time. It's been drifting to the west-southwest, and it's just very close to the coast now, within about an hour of landfall. The tropical storm warnings up from Brunswick, Georgia to Titusville, and then a watch up south of that to Sebastian Inlet. We currently do not see any tropical storm winds at the surface, so I don't think you're going to see any sustained winds, the tropical storm force in the warning area tonight or tomorrow. You may see a gust of tropical storm force in one of these rain bands here near the coastline, but for example, just south of the center, which is right here at Daytona Beach, the winds are from the west at 10 miles per hour right now, so there's just not much wind in the system. But there are some rain bands in there, and that's our primary concern tonight over the next 24 hours. Waves at the coast will reach 8 to 12 feet. If you stay out of the water, you won't have to worry about the dangerous rip currents. And then the rainfall. In the rain, we expect to basically have some localized street flooding where those bands persist for a few hours. It may look like this in some of the neighborhoods or on some of the streets, and if you drive too fast through it, you may see get your car stalled in some of this water. But no major flooding, and the reason for that is when we look at the radar, you can see many of these bands are fairly intense, but there are breaks between the bands that give the water a chance to run off. Also, some of the rain bands are well removed from the circulation center down to the south toward Melbourne and even farther south. So that potential for localized street flooding could occur much farther to the south. System's going to move across the Florida Peninsula over the next 30 to 36 hours, merge out into the Gulf of Mexico. We're not sure right now how strong it's going to be, relatively weak, and it won't be in a favorable environment for development immediately, but we'll keep an eye on it anyway. In the meantime, we have another low-pressure system down here in the Gulf of Mexico, western Gulf of Mexico, rather weak right now, swirling around. The upper winds are currently not all that favorable for development. You can see the wind sliding to the north, from south to north. The more favorable environment is over here, but the surface low-pressure system is farther to the east. So we'll monitor this. The hurricane hunters are flying into it tomorrow. We'll keep you informed on that. In the meantime, rain along the coast. The remainder of the Atlantic relatively quiet tonight. Nothing to worry about, including the Caribbean. If you're heading that way, great weather. Our tropical storm Hernan, which once was a powerful hurricane, is weakening quickly, moving to the northwest. There's a circulation. The impact right now is high surf in Southern California and up the Baja coast. Very dangerous longshore currents and high surf, including at the Newport Wedge, Huntington Beach, and other places. Surfers will like it, but if you're going to the beach, be very careful. Watch out for that typhoon if you're heading toward northern Taiwan as well. It's heading your way. Let's get back to the studio now with Vivian.
Okay, as we look at our latest satellite picture and radar, the entire nation, as you can see, most of the rain and the thunderstorms near that broad area of low pressure that Dr. Lyons was talking about in the western Gulf of Mexico, and of course the storms here as Edouard gets closer to the northeast Florida coast. Other than that, we have sparsely scattered thunderstorm activity over the Tennessee Valley, a little cluster developing over southwestern Missouri, and we're watching some showers here over the northern plains, kind of dispersed over the Intermountain West. And southern and central California getting some wet weather. We have a deepening trough of low pressure here out west. And actually, that trough is bringing in some of those higher cloud tops from Hernan out in the eastern Pacific. So we could perhaps get some beneficial moisture over parts of the southwest as we go through the next 24 to 48 hours. Quick check on the temperatures nationwide. Pick out your favorite area or your hometown. Coolest in the Pacific Northwest, hottest over the Southwest, and pretty warm in summer like everywhere else, but comfortable in New England. We'll be right back.
Tammy the mom and Tammy the homemaker are very busy. This is my problem with the Glad wrap. It doesn't stick on a wood bowl. Saran quick covers. This bowl is an unusual shape. Wow, it's snug. It's quick, it covers, and I think they should call it, wow, Saran quick covers.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
For long, healthy lives, these party animals eat Science Diet. Its superior antioxidant formula has the highest levels of vitamin E plus C, selenium, and beta-carotene. It's developed to help keep them younger, longer. How do I know? I'm not just their friend, I'm also their vet. Good boy. Science Diet, superior nutrition for the lifelong health of your pet.
When you sign up for any AT&T wireless calling plan starting at $19.99 a month, you can get a Nokia 3360 for only $29.99 after mail-in rebate. That's M-Life from AT&T Wireless. Hurry in or call today.
I actually really lost the shape I had. Wasn't watching what I was eating. Before I knew it, the pounds were on. So my older sister said, try what I take. Stacker 2.
I'm 38 years old. And when you get past 30, the weight goes on. So many people ask me, how do you stay in shape? Stacker 2 helped to get rid of the trouble spots.
Stacker 2, the world's strongest fat burner. Now in Stacker 2 Light and Stacker 2 Ephedra Free.
I recommend them to anybody, whoever asks.
Technology has neglected your closet for too long. That's why Closet Made brings you ClosetMade.com. Browse photos to see how good your closets and storage areas could look. Select the pre-designed closet system that works.